Society conference here in Midland, Texas at the Horseshoe Arena. I am very lucky and slightly put off in a way by Chris, who's come to talk to me, okay, about filters. And the reason why I make this comment is because for the first 3 years, 4 years, of my oil field career, I worked at a water plant and I changed filter socks at least twice a day.
Yeah.
So I've gotten very, I have nightmares, but I'm better now.
Mixed feelings.
I have mixed feelings. That's the way about it. But I was looking at the filter that you actually had, and it was tremendous. Talk to me a little bit about like this filter system that you have, and why is this like different and better than the other stuff you got?
Sure. So what you probably first noticed was how clean and polished it was. And, you know, in this industry, you open it up one time, it's going to get dirty. But
Yeah.
the benefit of our housing and what you see is that these are all stainless steel. So whether it's 304 or 316, especially in the produced water oil and gas industry, you're not going to have as much corrosion as you would on a carbon steel or a carbon lined housing. So that's one thing that benefits end users and, let's say, rental companies, is that you have a longer longevity of your product. So you're not worrying about pitting, you're not worrying about corrosion, which can lead to leaks and failures. So it's all around, it's a better investment to protect your assets.
Do you have no idea how many times I pulled out filter socks? Well, me and my team, and found just sheets of metal have just sheeted right off into the filters themselves.
And especially with the concentration of chlorides in produced water, that's just going to eat carbon steel like you wouldn't believe.
Well, and we were actually using chlorine dioxide. I'm sorry. And so, yeah,
there you go. That's extremely corrosive.
That ate the crap out of everything. Even our stainless, we had to swap out our stainless every 6 months.
Which, again, isn't surprising, especially with chlorine dioxide. You got both, as it converts, chlorine is just that in any type of non-specialty stainless is going to corrode that too.
Yeah, it was really aggressive. It was super aggressive. But actually, one thing that I noticed, and I'm sorry that I can't actually physically bring the filter. Maybe I'll bring the camera over and we'll do a shot over there. But even one thing that I liked is that your even over the filter socks, you had like a spring-loaded lock or something on that.
Yeah. So our bag retention basically prevents any type of movement within the bag, from the bag inside the stainless basket. So it gives you a really positive seal. And not only that, you didn't see it, but when you pull the basket out, there's actually a gasket underneath it. So it prevents any type of fluid bypass from around the bag. So you are filtering 100% of the fluid that comes in there.
Holy cow. No, I did not see that. Yeah. Right. And remember, actually, you had a basket on the side and I took it out. And I may have mentioned, I was like, how many times have I seen blown out bottoms?
Quite often. That's one thing that, unfortunately, that's a consumable part, along with the O-rings, the gaskets, the baskets. I've seen it all. I've seen birds inside of those. So
holy cow! Yeah.
It would not surprise me of what we can see inside.
Well, you can see inside of a filter, right? Yeah. No, that's tremendous. That's tremendous. And so now your filters, are they mostly for oil and gas, or all of these for your oil and gas line, or what other industries do you guys serve?
So we service literally every industry you can think of: beverage, food and beverage, any type of industrial manufacturing, breweries, automotive paint lines. Oil and gas just happens to be one of the relatively small but also equally large sectors that we can produce filters for, I should say.
Right. And it's small now. And I was talking with somebody else yesterday about this book called Barbarians at the Gate, about the leverage takeover of RJR Nabisco. And one of them was that they had spent a lot of money on developing this new cigarette, right? Philip Morris, RJR. And it's like, but the cigarette, we, even if we bring to market, we can never get more than 5%. And this other guy says, hey, I'll take 5% of the smoking market any day of the week, right?
Oh, yeah.
So even if it's very small, like, you will take as much of this market as you can, because it's huge.
Yeah. It is. And that's, there's so many producers, service companies, rental companies that this, at least for us, has been untapped. And, we see this as a very big opportunity, especially because nobody is stocking stainless. Not only in Fort Wayne, where we're from, but no one is stocking commonly sized stainless housings in Midland, which we'll start doing towards Q4 this year. And I don't have 100% confirmation yet, but I believe we will be producing the largest filter trailer, so to speak,
Mhm.
in the industry, where we're having twin 25 bag filter pods on a trailer, 12-inch inlets, that you can produce up to 300, thousand barrels per day of filtration capacity.
300K barrels a
Yeah.
day. Wow.
So if utilized to the full extent, that's what the throughput would be.
Oh wow! And when you guys get that rolling out at whatever point that you do, please let me know and invite me out. I would love to come and see that.
Yeah, it'll be stationed here in Midland. Obviously, this is a huge territory for mobile filtration units and rentals and sales. So
Mhm.
it should be a pretty self-explanatory rental and
Right.
in use and even for sales. But absolutely, I'd be happy to do that.
That'd be fantastic. I would love that. And so, just very quickly, so now, do you sell directly to your end user customer, or do you sell it to companies that rent them out, or do you deal directly with your customers?
Kind of a combination of
Okay.
all of those, actually. So we have customers, O&G customers that reach out directly.
Mhm.
We've got rental companies that then maybe even rent to those same companies that reached out directly. We're non-discriminatory in that
Sure.
regard. So, I'm not saying a sale's a sale, but we do vet them a little bit just to say, who are you renting to? Because we kind of want to protect other people as well. We don't want to burn a rental customer if we're going to sell it direct underneath them. So we
Right.
like to know, if you are renting, at a minimum, can you at least tell me, like, hey, is it going to be to this company we're also selling to? Because we don't want to get undercut by you, and we don't want to take it out from underneath you too.
Right. And that's also something that's very important. And I think anyone who works in this industry knows it, but a lot of people outside don't. That we all have to really work together.
Certainly.
We all have to work together, or we don't get the ends done. And the more you respect and are upfront with your business partners, you hope that's reciprocated,
Yeah.
and it makes your life a lot easier because the people know who they're dealing with.
And we've quickly found that this is a huge relationship-based industry, and it's all about typically who you know.
Mhm.
And we don't want to have the reputation of burning someone's bridge, and then that word gets out. So we like to be, as again, like you said, upfront, transparent, to an extent, but
Right.
transparent as possible,
Of
while
course.
still maintaining and developing relationships.
No, of course, and you're right, and that's something else that I deeply respect and appreciate about this industry is that it's not transactional. There's very, very few things that are transactional. This
Yeah.
is all relationships. And that's just something else, just one of the other things that does really make oil and gas special and unique, in my opinion, among American industries. With that, I want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate your being here. Look to the camera, tell your boss your name and everybody where you work.
Sure. I am Chris Warren with Filter Sciences. We work out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. But again, like I mentioned, we stock in Fort Wayne. We ship anywhere in the country. We'll soon be stocking in Midland, Texas. You can visit our website, www.filtersciences.com. And I do know, I want to comment on something. Yesterday you said about how long it would take to open those bags with like a cheater bar.
Yeah.
We've developed these really crude tools that you can use an impact driver for. So to help speed that process up. And we did a time saving study where we saved literally like double the amount of time just doing something like that. So I know that's everyone's biggest gripe is, hey, is there a faster way to open these, or is there a different closure mechanism? So we do have, hydraulic and spring assisted lids that, can help with that process. But I had to comment on that because that was pretty funny. And people always ask that question.
Right. No, and I believe it. Because again, those who've had to actually work with filter pods, you're scarred in your own particular way. And I understand that. And so, but when I get to see one that's brand new, which is always exciting because the ones we see in the field are always like trash, right? It's exciting to see the quality and the craftsmanship that went into the work. Talking with you, and you're explaining really the really deep down levels of thought that you went to really simple things, like even like we're talking about. Because one of my issues, like you're saying, everyone is opening and closing the pods, right? So if you don't have an impact and you can't with a 24 nuts, right, all around. I mean, sometimes you need to use a cheater. And dude, no, it's a man's job. Put it to you like that.
Get good forearms doing it that way.
Well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it, and we look forward to continuing to have you on the show and learning more about what you're doing and all your developments here in the Permian Basin. We're very excited.
I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. We'll
Thank you.
catch you all in the next one. Thank you very much.